Okay, Ronnie Tatum here. We're going to talk a little bit more about the powder coating. Uh, we've had a lot of ideas come up from a lot of different people on how they're doing the powder coating for themselves, and a lot of these ideas are really neat. And some of the equipment that you have to buy, we're finding out that you might not necessarily have to buy. Uh, so I'm going to show you how I do it, and I'll kind of give you some details as we go. Okay, first of all, I've taken my ring and I've taped it off on the inside and some of the areas that I want to tape off that I don't want to have to sand on too much to get the powder coat off. I've cleaned it. I use acetone to clean it with, and I use a little plate or something to put my powder coat on so the mess don't get everywhere. And what I'm going to do now, and it doesn't take a lot of powder coat, I'm going to use this brush here, and I'm not going to hook up the electricity to it. We're just going to do it right straight off of, we're going to heat up the ring, and we'll use the ring to actually make the powder coat, or the heat actually to make it stick to the ring. Okay, I'm going to off for a minute. I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'm going to do it around 450 for about 4 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and I'll show you how it goes on. Okay, I have just taken it out of the oven, and I'm going to start here with just a little bit of powder and just barely tap it on. Now, since the coin ring is now pretty warm, the powder is going to stick right to the coin. And you should be able to see that, I hope. That it's sticking. You can see a little bit of dust flying off, really not enough to make any difference. And just go around the coin, or go around the ring, until you get it fully covered. If for some reason the ring cools off to where it's not sticking, you can go ahead and go back into the oven and warm it up just a little bit more, come back until you get it completely. I had to do that a couple of times. And if it doesn't, if you kind of, when you're sanding it, if you take a spot off, you can do the same thing. You can heat it up, go back in the oven, and take care of that area that you missed or messed up. Okay, I'm getting pretty close to being covered like I want. I ordered some of those silicone rubber stoppers to put in the center of this, and I think that's going to work real good. Jason Samples is using those, and he really likes them. And the reason I didn't order them before, I didn't know how to get electricity to it, but I don't have to now because I can get me where I'm going. And you can see, I hope you can see that. Completely covered all the way around. And now all I got to do is put it back in there and let it flash. And let me do that. It'll take a couple of minutes to let that. Okay, now that we've got it pulled out of the oven, you can see that it's real nice and shiny, and I've got it completely covered all the way around like I want it. Now I'm going to take some a sanding block to it and sand some of this down, and I'll show it to you as I go along. Okay, here's my sanding block right here, and I go real slowly around the whole coin, and you can see that the high spots are starting to you're starting to see the silver, and you can see right here I'm starting to get some detail come through right there where my thumbnail is. You can see that, and I just keep going around and thin it down, and once I start seeing the lettering, then I concentrate on those until I get all the letters going around, and then I'll come back down and catch some of the other detail. Okay, be back in a minute. And as you can see, as I go along, I'll start to expose the lettering and some of the detail. You have to be real careful when you get there. You can go down to I start with a 80 grit, then I end up, I think this is a 180 grit, and then I very carefully do that, and as I get closer to the end I'll get down to even a finer sandpaper so it really shines up the black. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I finished sanding it down, getting the detail that I want. I removed the tape, made sure everything's good before I bake it, because once you bake it in, it's baked in pretty good. So I'm going to put it in the oven for 20 minutes at 400 degrees, and we'll pull it back out, look at it then. Okay, I finally got done with the ring, and here it is. Let me get up here close so you can see it. Hope you can see that good, because I don't have my phone on it, so I can't see what you're seeing. But turned out pretty good. The detail is really nice, and the black powder, it really coated good. Anyway, I think you're going to have questions, so when you do, just send them my way, and I'll see if I can answer them for you. Thanks a lot.